Hey guys, welcome back. Day 49 post-surgery update. So I do have a little bit of a weight update for you guys. Since our last weigh-in, we're down 1.4. So um, it's really nice to see those bigger drops sometimes, and that's why I'm trying not to weigh in all the time, just to push those weigh-ins a little bit to get and see those bigger drops. And then just obviously try not to stress about, you know, daily weigh-ins as well, especially if you have a little gain here and there, which is bound to happen. Nobody's gonna lose weight every single day or there's a problem. One thing I wanted to tell you guys is that I haven't personally experienced this yet, but stalls. So stalls are really common with this surgery because you're going through changes. Your body, everybody's body's going to react differently. So some people, like, they come home and they don't lose weight for like 2 weeks. Some people end up with a stall after like 3 weeks or 6 weeks. Like, as they're going through all those different food changes, they're hitting stalls. So I just wanted to kind of normalize that is totally normal, and don't feel like you're doing something wrong if that's happening. Chances are it'll just kind of correct itself on its own. But if you are going through like a really long stall where you're like 3-4 weeks and you're still like not losing any weight, one of the best tips that I've seen so far is just to do a reset. Go back to liquids for like a week or so and just do liquids only, and it will help kind of give you the reset that you need to start losing weight again. Sometimes our bodies just need little resets. So you think of like people that do cleanses and all that, same concept. It just helps to reset your stomach and kind of clean it out, get rid of anything that's in there, and restart. So that's an option if you're in one of those phases and you're like, I don't know what to do. Just go back to liquids and try that. And if you are really stuck and you were a person that couldn't do a liquid diet for whatever reason, don't be afraid to ask the dietitians in the program, or if you're in a different province or country and you have like a dietitian that you're working with, don't be afraid to ask them, because they're your resource. They'll be able to give you some answers as well. So don't be afraid to use your resources. What else was I gonna say? Oh, so I haven't really experienced, like, if you guys have ever heard of dumping syndromes, it's basically when the food passes through your new stomach too quickly. So essentially, this can happen either by eating a food that just doesn't sit well. This can happen by eating too quickly. This can happen by eating and drinking too close together, because water digests through your system very quickly, whereas food doesn't. So when you put food in there and then you drink right away, the water pushes the food through, which, again, it's just moving too fast, makes you sick. These are kind of the most common ways to experience dumpings. So I've never really experienced a true dumpings where I've gotten sick, but I've had a couple little moments where, like, I can tell I've either eaten too fast or maybe pushed and had a little bit too much or something like that. So I've definitely had some stomach upset. Yesterday was an interesting day because when I had my lunch, like, we had made some Jello, and I haven't had a lot of Jello. I haven't really had a lot of treats other than some sugar-free popsicles every evening. That's been kind of my treat. And so I had some Jello with my lunch because, again, I'm trying to increase the amount of volume that I'm eating. So I had that with a little bit of no sugar Cool Whip, like a teaspoon, not very much. And I had like a quarter cup of Jello, so it wasn't a lot. And after I ate that, I didn't, like, I could tell that it was really sweet, and it, like, didn't sit great. It wasn't bad because it wasn't a lot, but I could just tell it was really sweet. It was just like that first day in the hospital where I had the popsicle and it was way too sweet and I ate the whole thing way too fast and I did not feel good. Never got sick, I just didn't feel good. So it kind of felt like a much more mild version of that. So definitely, pay attention to your body. If you're getting cues that maybe something's not sitting right, don't keep eating it. They do recommend anytime you're trying a new food, try it in smaller quantities. I haven't been the best at that because I'm like, if I'm making a meal, I'm eating, you know what I mean? But I do try and be mindful, and if I start to feel sick, obviously I'm going to stop, right? I'm not going to keep forcing it. So the other interesting story from yesterday is I went to have some chicken wings. My husband ended up at work really late. It was a long day. I've decided I was going to pick up some dinner for them, and our local Smitty's had a wing deal, so I ended up picking up some wings. And, like, for me, I try not to have anything, like, saucy. Like, I would normally be a barbecue, electric honey kind of girl, and I'm trying to be really good with that and just sticking to a dry wing. So I got some salt and pepper and some lemon pepper for something different. And I've had wings before, post-surgery. Like, I've had them once now. This will be the second time. So, I didn't think it was going to be an issue, but what happened was I was just, like, eating them off the bone like I normally would have. And there was a couple times as I was chewing that I was also talking to my husband, and it went down too big. And so I felt pretty shitty after having 3 wings, which I should have been able to eat more than 3, but I started to feel really shitty. And, yeah, I decided that that was not good. So I stopped eating and I just took a break. And I find, like, when I do feel like that, I don't feel great for like half an hour, but then once I can start drinking water again, I'm okay. Which maybe that's not the best, because maybe that's my body's way of pushing it through. But nonetheless, yeah, I haven't had the throw up or anything like that. So I'm really grateful in that regard. But I try to be really mindful and pay very close attention to my body. Like, the fact that I recognized what happened when I was eating, and obviously I had leftovers. So we'll see how the leftovers go. I'm going to be more mindful of how I eat those and use a fork and a knife to just cut them up smaller and make sure I'm getting my chews in, and not letting myself get so distracted when I'm eating, because obviously that was a big issue. So just something to be mindful of, and don't be afraid to, like, make those adjustments, but also it's just really important to pay attention to what your body's telling you. So that's it for this one, a little bit of a longer one, but I really appreciate you guys watching, checking out the videos, learning a little bit more about this whole process, and I look forward to sharing more updates. Okay, till tomorrow, have a good one. Bye, guys.